Kevin Bacon waiting to return for a new Tremors movie. So yeah, I saw this tweet when it happened live. We follow the Tremors guys on Twitter, Tremors
The Tremors
Saga.
saga.
Yeah, so like they're very active on there. And it's one of those things where they're very nice people. We've interacted with them a couple of times, especially when we covered Tremors 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were even taken aback by this a little bit because obviously in this tweet someone said seeing this on the Shazam trailer makes me really want to see a new Tremors movie. This isn't that isn't direct to DVD. Kevin Bacon, what's going to happen here or whatever. And he responded with, I'm just waiting for the call. So it's just one of those things where it's like, I wonder where the disconnect is. Maybe they just don't communicate very often. I don't know where the rights are with Tremors. We probably have to have the guys from Tremors Saga come on here and maybe explain that a little better to us of what's going on with Tremors at the moment. Because I know they have those direct to DVD films with Michael Gross and everything. I know there was that series back in 2016, 17 that was
Yeah, I think
supposed
so.
to
Yeah.
come out. Yeah, and that looked really promising. I mean, having him come back and everything, and then it never got ordered. So it's like that's very disappointing. I'd love to hear more about that. But yeah, I think if there's any time to do it, it'd be now. I think like a lot of stuff like Tremors is held in such high regard with a lot of people, and just to have one of the main actors, unfortunately, one of the only main actors of the pair alive, to come back and do this would be exciting. I'd love that.
Yeah, and for me, I think maybe the disconnect lies with, I believe, when that TV series, they did the one episode there. I believe maybe it was an expense issue, and I feel like maybe that's where it still lies here, where it's easier to, maybe Michael Gross is a little bit different price point than Kevin Bacon, adding him something, so it might be a little bit easier to do, Tremors 17 and do a CGI, graboid and everything, and then cast Michael Gross as opposed to doing a practical effect Kevin Bacon film. So, especially where the Tremors property is currently. So, I mean, like, this is something I'm clamoring for. I hope we get something with Kevin Bacon in the Tremors franchise. And I think there's a lot left in that tank to really get more mileage out of. I mean, I think there's a pretty decent audience for the Tremors franchise, especially the first and second one. So even if you did a direct sequel to, maybe I would even include that second one to kind of do the Shriekers as
Yeah,
well. I think would be interesting. And then obviously Fred Ward unfortunately will not be able to reprise his role, but make mention of him in that, and then just have kind of Kevin Bacon, and I would even put Michael Gross back in it as well. I think
I was just about to say I think I'll bring them back. Maybe even Reba McEntire coming
if
back to
yep,
reprise her role.
absolutely.
Very
I
fun,
think
and you
that
keep
would
the
be
continuity of two. So her and Michael Gross meeting up for the first time. This is the
yep.
kind of legacy sequel we need. All right,
I
this is
think
what
so
I
too.
want.
And
Um,
I think, I mean, getting Kevin Bacon back in the Tremors franchise, I think can really be a course correct, because he clearly has a love for it. I mean, after all these years, we've heard him talk about it. He wants to be in it. And when you have a guy at the caliber of Kevin Bacon's level here, you don't throw that away. So I think they do have to get this all together, make a solid script, get everyone back on board, because, Kevin Bacon's a guy that I feel like you want to get him back for just one. I feel like he's got enough love for this that if you wanted to tell like a 3-story arc, that you could get
hmm?
him back for 3 films. And there's a built-in audience. The horror community is going to be there regardless. I don't know if like a general audience would. I think maybe you could catch them on to it. But I know at least you would have that horror community ready and raring to go to see Kevin Bacon back in the Tremors franchise.
I couldn't agree more. I think that definitely if Kevin Bacon signs on, you get maybe a few other of those original cast members back in here. I would definitely see this being a great summer horror thriller box office bomb, like not bomb, but explosion. I think a lot of people would be into that, or even if it's like an early spring kind of thing. Have people come in like it's just getting warm out. I think that this would really drive people to the theaters to see it. And I mean, I don't see why they're not doing anything with the franchise. Again, we got to find out what's going on with the rights there, because I know Universal has their whole films going on. And then from what it sounds like, the people who have ownership of the originals they must be able to do something. I don't know. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see what's going on there. But yeah, since we're just spitballing here, I know we're gonna wrap everything up in a second, but um, with Shazam: Fury of the Gods being what kind of spawned this off, maybe we get David F. Sandberg behind this. I don't know. Does that seem like his kind of bag for this? I don't know. If he's a
I think
Tremors fan, it could be fun, but I think he has a good balance of comedy and horror that it
I
could
think
work
so
out.
too. I think he would be the voice, one of the voices I think could really do this franchise justice, into kind of having his name attached to this, as well as Kevin Bacon, could really give Tremors back the prominence that it had during that first film.
Mm-hmm.
In the theater, and a lot of people really gravitating toward it. Now, we do have a little thing here on the channel, and I'm just spitballing again. We did a little something with Silent Night, Deadly Nights, around Christmas time. I think maybe in the future, if we can pencil it in, we could do Splattercast presents Tremors 3.
I think that would be a lot of fun. You've got my brain twisted now. It's in the books. We got a couple of those that we got planned.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun going on, but yeah, I think we could do a little reboot picking up after two and see where it goes.